And then here is the most important thing that is coming up. Sa esha Rudra Bhaktascha Keshavo Rudra Sambhavaha Krishna Evahi Yashtavyo Yajnaishchaiva Sanatanaha. That Keshava, that Vishnu, Narayana, who is the devoted worshipper of Maheshwara, Rudra Bhakta. He is actually described as a Bhakta, the devotee of Rudra, devotee of Parameshwara, devotee of Lord Shiva. Keshavo Rudra Sambhavaha. He has originated from Maheshwara himself. This connects to what Narayana says in Skanda Purana. Kashi Kandam, 95th chapter. Ahameva Jagatkarta, Mamakarta Maheshwaraha. Ahameva Jagatkarta. I am the Karta, I am the Lord of the universe. Mama Karta Maheshwaraha. But the cause of me is Maheshwara, and Maheshwara doesn't have a cause. And here it says, Maheshwara, that Keshava himself has originated from Mahadeva. And then Krishna Evahi Yashtavyo Yajnaishchaiva Sanatanaha. Keshava always worship Maheshwara, regarding him as the origin of the entire universe. He alone is the origin of the entire universe. Keshava regards Mahadeva alone as the origin of the entire universe, told by Vyasa to Ashwatthama. And in Keshava, that knowledge always is present that the universe, including the past, present and future, is under the control of Maheshwara. That knowledge of that universe, the knowledge where the knowledge that the universe is under the control of Maheshwara and past, present and future is under the control of Maheshwara, that knowledge is always present in Keshava. Vyasa says that. And the Devatas, the beautiful verse in Shivananda Lahari also, if I am not wrong, it is the 82nd verse. Shiva alone is the object of meditation. Shiva alone is the object of surrender, according to the Vedas and Upanishads. Not Brahma or Vishnu. No, but Vishnu becomes worthy of being worshipped because he is devoted to Maheshwara. So because he gave one of the eyes, surrendered one of his eyes to Maheshwara, and he got the Sudarshana Chakra, he got Vaikunta from him. Dadati sarvajantunam achiradeva sattama raudram lingam mahavishnur bhaktya shuddham shilamayam charuchitram samabhyarchya labdavan paramam padam yachalakshmi samakyata mahavishnushcha vallabha yasya lingam samabhyarchya sampujyaha sarvacetanehi. By worshipping Maheshwara and Parashakti in the linga, he acquired Vaikunta. He acquired the post of being Vishnu. Parashara Upapuranam, 16th chapter, 14th to 16th verses. He acquired Lakshmi by the grace of Lord Shiva. He acquired the Maya Shakti by the grace of Lord Shiva. He acquired the position of Vishnu by the grace of Lord Shiva. And he acquired the Sudarshana Chakra. When Mahadeva dances, Vishnu becomes a Shivagana and beats the drums. So because Vishnu is devoted to Maheshwara, and that's why he is worthy of being worshipped, not otherwise. Because Mahadeva is the only object of meditation. Shiva Ekodhyayaha. No one else, right? Why Upamanyu was worthy of being worshipped? Upamanyu is the guru of Krishna. Upamanyu is greater than Krishna. Upamanyu is the guru of Krishna himself, and Upamanyu is worshipped by various rishis. Why? Because he is devoted to Maheshwara. So that's why here he says the gods, the devatas, the siddhas, the rishis adore Keshava. Because he knows that, because Keshava knows that Mahadeva is the cause of everything, and because Keshava is devoted to Mahadeva. Rudra Bhaktya tu Krishnena Jagat Vyaptam Mahatmana. Told by Bhishma. Rudra Bhaktya tu Krishnena Jagat Vyaptam Mahatmana. Vishnu is pervading the universe because of the unflinching devotion that he has yielded. He has unflinching devotion that he has given to Maheshwara. He has done unflinching devotion to Maheshwara for yugas and yugas, and that's why he gets the power of pervading the universe, not otherwise. Rudra Bhaktya tu Krishnena Jagat Vyaptam Mahatmana. Here also, Vyasa says, Esha Rudra Bhaktascha Keshavo Rudra Sambhavaha. It is told in many places. You see, even in Harivamsha Puranam, 2nd canto, 74th chapter, 34th verse, Krishna says, Aham Brahma Kapilo Yopyanantah Putraha. Aham myself, Brahma, Kapila Maharshi, and all the rishis and all the sons of Brahma, along with Anantasesha, originate from you, O Maheshwara. He includes himself there. So this has been told in many, many places, various pramanams. Even in Mahabharata, Harivamsha Puranam, so many references are there. And in the Puranas, crores and crores of references are there. For Maheshwara being the cause of all causes, and Vedas and Upanishads also, Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. There is no cause for Maheshwara. Avayar says, interestingly, there is something, there was a question asked by Kartikeya to Avayar. And what is Brihat? What is the greatest, O Avayar? And then Avayar replies, she starts off with, like the Bhuloka, Bhumandala, and then she goes to Brahma, Vishnu, and then she ends with, that Parashakti. Parashakti is the, Ardhangini, right? So, Parashakti, Karungali Nakotpana Narayana Dashakritihi, 81st name of the, 81st name of Lalitambika in the Lalita Sahasranamam, that the incarnations of Narayana appear from the toenail of Parashakti. From the toenail of Parashakti, the incarnations of Narayana appears. And then that Adisesha is described as the ring, the finger ring of Parashakti. We can just imagine finger ring. So we can just imagine the prowess of Parashakti. Adisesha is just a finger ring. That's what Avayar says. And Lakshmi and Saraswati are fanning her. Lakshmi Vani Nishevita Hari Brahmendra Vandita. And then Avayar says that Parashakti Lalitambika Tripura Sundarani is the Ardhangini of Samba Shiva, Maheshwara, Chandrasekhara, Nilakanta. That Maheshwara is the supreme reality. He is Brihate Chavarshi Yase. Rudram says Brihate Chavarshi Yase. Brihate Chavarshi Yase Chanamo Vridhaya Chamvridvane Chanamo. Agriyaya cha prathamaya cha. He is the first, he is the best, he is the Shreshta, he is the best of all, greatest of all, oldest of all. And also he looks like a young, youth. Namashivabhyam, Nava Yauvanabhyam, Paraspara Slishta Vapurtarabhyam, Nagendra Kanya, Vrishaketanabhyam, Namo Namak Shankarak Parvatibhyam. And that oldest of the oldest, greatest of the greatest personality looks like a young fellow. He's like looking like a 5-year-old kid. Both Parvati Mata and Parameshwara are clinging, hugging together. They are looking like 5-year-old kids. Uma Maheshwara Stotram says. So like that, there are various infinite references are there to prove that Shiva alone is the supreme and he is the cause of all causes. Sarva Karana Karanam, and he doesn't have a cause. And coming back to Avayar, she says there is one thing there is another thing that is greater than Maheshwara. Now, we have seen Parat Parataram Mahadeva is Eko Rudro Nad Vitiyaya. He is the greatest of the greatest. There is nothing that is equal to him. There is nothing that is greater than him. So Avayar says there is something that is greater than Maheshwara, O Kartikeya, and that is Shiva Bhaktas. Because the Shiva Bhaktas tie Mahadeva with their devotion. And Mahadeva becomes the Das, becomes the servant of his Bhaktas. So the Shiva Bhaktas are greater than Maheshwara. She ends by saying that. So I just thought about it. So I want to share. And then and then Vyasa proceeds to say Mahadeva is the object of meditation and the only object of surrender. Keshava becomes worthy of being worshipped by the Siddhas and Rishis and everybody because he is a great devotee of Parameshwara. Likewise, we see Upamanyu is also revered by Krishna and everybody. All the Devas and Brahma also, and also all the Rishis, because he is a devotee of Maheshwara. And then Mahadeva Keshava, that is Vishnu, always worships Lord Shiva in the Linga. Within the Linga, he meditates on the form of Maheshwara and he always regards Mahadeva as the cause of all creatures and the cause of the universe. That's why Maheshwara has a great regard for Keshava. We also saw that in Sauptika Parvam when Mahadeva speaks to Ashwatthama, with truth and sincerity, tyaga, devotion, I was worshipped by Krishna and that's why I had to support him in the war, oh dear. And that's why here Vyasa says that God, Maheshwara, has greater regard for Keshava because Keshava is a great devotee of Lord Shiva. And keeping this, also we saw that how Keshava has sprung from Mahadeva, right? We saw that say Keshava Rudra Sambhavaha. We also saw an interesting verse in the Upamanyu episode, right? Upamanyu, Anushasana Parvam, 18th chapter, 64th verse. Upamanyu says to Keshava, Upamanyu says to Krishna, Brahmatvam, Keshavatvam, Shakratvam. Mahadeva can grant the position of any Jiva or any Devata to the Jivatmas. He can grant even the position of Brahma. He can grant the position of you. That is Keshava or Vishnu. He can also grant the positions of Indra. So this also confirms the fact that everybody, are bound to destruction. That 154th verse, everybody are bound to destruction apart from Mahadeva. So the Matsya Purana verse, I think Santosh has asked that. It's like 154th chapter, 180th verse in Matsya Puranam. It says, Brahma, Vishnu, Indra, Munayor, Janma, Mrityu, Jaraditaha. Parvati Mata says that to the Rishis. So, all the personalities that you have mentioned are bound to destruction, but I want to get married to the birthless, ageless personality, and that is Maheshwara alone. And that's how it ends. And then finally, there are two verses. Like this also connects to again, like Kurma Puranam, first canto, 26th chapter. Lord, Krishna says to Markandeya, Navai Pashyanti Tam Devam Mayaya Mohita Janaha Tatoham Swatmano Moolam Nyapayan Pujayamitam. People, those people are deluded by Maya, do not visualize the Supreme Lord Maheshwara. He is the cause of the entire universe and he is also the cause of me. He says to Markandeya. He is the ultimate cause. Maheshwara is the ultimate cause. So he says that in various Puranas. Vyasa also confirms it in Mahabharata. And then Sanjaya Uvacha, Tasyat Tad Vachanam Shrutva Drona Putro Maharataha Namaskara Rudraya Vahu Mene Cha Keshavam Hrushtaroma Cha Vashyatma Sobi Vadhya Maharshaye Varutini Abhiprekshya Hvaha Haram Akarayat. So after hearing this, he became excited. Ashwatthama became excited. Drona Putra. He became excited and then he bowed. He meditated on Rudra, he meditated on Maheshwara, and he bowed to Maheshwara, and then he took his chariot and he left. So that's how this ends. And here, guys, this doesn't end here. There is one more interesting chapter. So this is a conversation between Vyasa and Ashwatthama. The next is the conversation between Vyasa and Arjuna. So Arjuna also asks an interesting question. You'll be seeing that tomorrow. I'll be sending you the timing. Thanks. I think I ran over, but I hope it was interesting. You enjoyed. So yeah. So many people, again, like just 5 minutes. Many people think that the Mahabharata war, it was under the guidance of Krishna. Pandavas were able to win. But this, many people do not know about this interesting episode, which has been even quoted by Bhatta Bhaskara, very authentic episode in the Drona Parvam, which clearly says that Maheshwara is the cause of all causes, and Maheshwara, through the grace of Maheshwara, Krishna himself and Arjuna and the Pandavas were able to win the war, and not by anybody. So, Mahadeva is the hero of Mahabharata and Mahabharata war, not Krishna or Arjuna. So, we'll be seeing tomorrow even more references, interesting references. What is Arjuna's question to Vyasa and what Vyasa responds to that. Thank you. Om Yadaksharapada Brishtam Matrahinam Tiyadbave Tatsarvam Shamyatam Deva Parameshwara Namostute Visarga Bindu Matrani Padapadakshara Cha Nyunani Chatirikhtani Kshamasva Parameshwara Aparada Sagasrani Kriyante Harnisham Mayada Soyimitima Matva Kshamasva Parameshwara Anyata Sharanam Nasti Tvameva Sharanam Mama Tasmat Karanya Bhavena Raksha Parameshwari Anyata Sharanam Nasti Tvameva Sharanam Mama Tasmat Karanya Bhavena Raksha Parameshwara Etat Sarvam Shri Uma Maheshwara Parabrahmarpanamastu Lalitambike Samba Shivarpanamastu Shrimati Gauri Sameta Samba Shivarpanamastu Shrimati Gayatri Sameta Samba Shivarpanamastu Karacharan Kritam Vakayajam Karmajam Va Shravananayana Va Manasam Va Paradam Vihitam Avihitam Va Sarvam Etat Kshamasva जय जय करुणाब्दे श्री महादेव शंभो माता च पार्वती देवी पिता देवो महेश्वर बंधवा शिव भक्तांश्च स्वदेशो भुवनत्रयं सांब शिवाय नमः सांब शिवाय नमः सांब शिवाय नमः हर ओम तत्सत्